cat vlogs.
Hey, let me tell you something. This is the Roman Empire, and I'd say it's arguably the most influential empire of all time. Some think it's not even, close, but, honestly, I don't think it's even close either. They invented and helped develop a lot of Latin languages. What am I talking about? They literally made Latin, which is the languages that many powerful Western European countries use to this day, such as Spain, Portugal, France, obviously. And I think it had a little bit of influence on English, which is, the most widespread language of all time. Another reason why Rome was, I'd say, the most influential empire of all time is because they were the ones that spread Christianity, especially in Europe, which would, and those European countries that were Christian would go on to spread it all across the world, making it the world's largest religion in the world. But, yeah, I'm here to talk about, but I want to also talk about something else, how Rome moved its capital multiple times for several different reasons. Everyone knows that Rome's capital, most people who know about Rome think their capital was Rome for the most part. But they actually changed their capital several times. First, they changed their capital to Mediolanum, which is modern-day Milan, because they wanted to have a closer... They wanted to have a quicker response of the barbarian invasions of the north. So they moved their capital to Mediolanum. They also, in the later stages of the empire, the Western Roman Empire at least, they moved it to Ravenna, because by that point, Alaric and the Germans were just storming down, and they sacked Rome, which surprisingly wasn't as bad as history makes it seem, but it was still surprising because it was 800 years that it hadn't been sacked. Oh, that's my little cat, by the way. I think I can bring him on screen if he gets close. But yeah, we're here to talk about the Roman Empire. Moved it to Milan, and then later Ravenna in the later stages of the empire, because by this point, Rome was just, too vulnerable to, invasions. And finally an invasion did come from King Alaric, and he sacked the city, which didn't cause as much damage as, history would think it did, but it was still a massive moral defeat for the Romans. So spiritually, they never recovered from this. And, a few decades later, less than 100 years later, Western Roman Empire collapsed. But yeah, they also moved it to Sirmium so that they could focus on the Dacians. Here's Sirmium, if you can see it. This is mirrored and all, so I'm not sure how well this is. I think I'm going to improve my content in the future, but, here's Sirmium. Here's the capital that they moved it to briefly to focus on the Dacian front. And there's also two other capital locations, such as Nicaea and Byzantium, which would later go on to be Constantinople, which would be the capital of the Eastern Roman Empire. And Constantinople was arguably a better city than Rome itself. It surpassed the city once Constantine the Great founded it, and it got really popular, especially after the fall of the Western Roman Empire. And the Eastern Roman Empire would go on to survive for 1,000 years more than the Western Roman Empire. So if you count the duration of the founding of the city of Rome to expanding and collapsing in the West and then the East surviving, and the East eventually falling to the Ottomans, that would be over 2,000 years of surviving. So yeah, depending on how you see things, the Romans either survived 1,000 years or 2,000 years. But, the Eastern Roman Empire was basically just Rome, even though they didn't have the Italian peninsula. So I'm going to say 2,000 years. Well, that's all I have as of right now. I would like to talk more about Rome and just history in general. But the main discussion of my thing here is done. So, see you all later. Bye.